Now, alright. John, Mary, and Ellen bought a ticket in a draw. The ticket cost 50 quid. John paid €25, Mary paid 15, and Ellen paid 10. The ticket won €20,000. It's divided in proportion. So here's what you do. Very easily. Put down 25 for John. 25 for John, 15 for Mary, and 10 for Ellen. John, Mary, Ellen. Add them all together and what you get? 50 shares. This means each euro is worth a share. John has 25 shares out of 50, Mary has 15 shares out of 50, and Owen has 10 shares out of 50. 50 shares won you €20,000. How much is one share worth? Divide both sides by 50. One share is worth 400. So if one share is worth 400, how much is 25 shares worth? How much? 10,000, yeah. How much is 15 shares worth? 6,000. 6,000, yeah. And 10 shares? What do you reckon, 10 shares? 4,000. How many people got that? 10, 6, and 4. Would you put 25 over 50? Yeah, exactly. You can just do 25 over 50 multiplied by 20,000, and then the next one is 15 over 50. The same thing. I divided by 50 and then multiplied by the number afterwards. So yeah, same thing. All right. This one. Assume the Earth is a sphere of radius this much. Find the length of the equator. Okay, what type of question is that? And where would you find that formula in your tables? Now, one thing, please don't do this in the leaving cert. Make sure it says circle, not sphere, if you're getting the diameter of a circle. You're not surprised how often that happens. Somebody gets a question, find the area of a circle, and they end up using the area of the sphere formula instead because they didn't read the writing to the right. Happens a lot. Okay, don't do that. Now, there's two formulas. There's A equals pi r squared and L equals 2 pi r. Which one are we using? L is 2 pi r. So 2 pi times 3, 6,378. And what do we get? 1275. Yeah, not in terms of pi though. You want it in decimals. This time, I'd say. Okay, I'm gonna type in because my hearing's gone. So 378 and yeah, 40,074. Awesome. Now, there we are. Feel with that? 40,074. So 42074. We good? Alright. Now, let's move on to the next part. Part B, part 2. Right? Now, does anybody understand what this stuff means here? Does anybody understand this language here? And what it means? Okay. I'll give you an example. Imagine I gave you 4,000. Yeah? There's two ways of doing it. There's the way you can use your calculator for all of this, but you might want to understand it as well. How many times do I need to divide 4,000 by 10 until it becomes a number in between 1 and 10? Go for it. Once, twice, 3 times. So this number is actually the same as 4 multiplied by 10 3 times. You know what I'm saying? 4 multiplied by 10, 40. Multiplied by another 10, 400. Multiplied by another 10, 4,000. Could anybody really quickly tell me what 63,000 would be without using a calculator? How many tens? Do it. That's 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, and then 6.3 is. So what's the answer then, John? 6.3 by. Now, if you didn't know how to do this, it's very easy to do this. Press Shift Setup. Go to, I think it's number format, and click Signs Mode. and always select sign 0 where possible. Now, can I see a calculator and can I see you physically do this? Because you will forget. Now, here's plan B. Now, James, what happens when I enter 63,000 in here? What will happen when I press equals? 6.3 by 10 to the power of 4. Don't mind all the zeros. Everybody cool with that? Now, you got a shift setup. Do you see number format? Or you're in the old school calculator. Shift setup. Up signs. Sign 7. And yeah, type in 63,000 at 0. Type in 63,000 or whatever it is. Yeah, no bad. Now, if you want to get your calculator back to normal, you do shift setup. This time you select normal instead of science mode. Okay? Now, next thing. The reverse is different. So imagine this, guys. So imagine we start off with 400. And what you guys would say is, how many tens do I need to make 400 if I divide it? Once, and then twice. It's 4 by 10 to the power of 2. Now think the opposite now. The opposite is, what happens if my number is below 0? How many tens do I need to multiply it by until it's above 0 again? Let's find out. Ready? That's once. That's twice. That's 3 times, and that's 4 times. Would you agree with that? So this number is you divide it by 10 4 times to make it smaller. So the answer is 4 multiplied by 10 to the power of minus 4. If you aren't certain about that, put it into your calculator. Put 0.0004 into your calculator, and you will see that it comes out as 4 by 10 to the power of minus 4. The minus 4 means you're dividing by 10 4 times. You're not multiplying by 10 4 times, you're dividing by 10 4 times. So, Cormac, can you explain the difference between 10 to the power of 5 and 10 to the power of minus 5 for me? You're multiplying by 10 5 times. And what does 10 to the power of minus 5 mean? Dividing by 10. 10 to the minus 5 makes your number smaller, while 10 to the power of 5 makes your number bigger. All right, cool. Alright, let's try this. What type of shape is the Earth, Sam? Okay, volume of a sphere formula. Any ideas? Yeah. And we're going to use the answer from part 1, which was, what's it, 40,074, yeah? What do we get here, Dermo? 4 over 3 times. What was that answer we got in part 1? 40,074, yeah? To the power of 3. Throw all that into the calculator, put it into scientific answer mode. Now, this stuff is considered easy because of you just need to find the right function, and the calculator does the work for you. To the power of 3. Connor, do you have a calculator today? Do you want to get it? Connor, do you have a calculator? Is at home from all the study you're doing? Alright, what do we get? Anyway, get that number 2.6957 by 10 to the power of 14. Alright, how many of you want to the nearest whole number? Oh, sorry. 3 decimal places. 2.696. Why is it 696? Yeah. 10 to the 14 meters. Oh, sorry, kilometers cubed. Did you enter 4 over 3 pi, open bracket, 4,074, close bracket to the power of 3? Good luck. Go back to your mouse. Go around the on. Go to mouse. Sorry. Shift setup. Shift setup. Set 0. Ready go. Oh, yes. Good point. Cut me out. Sorry, lads. This is the diameter, not the radius, is it? Oh, sorry, my fault. I entered the wrong number. Sorry, guys. It's actually 6,378. I actually used the circumference. My fault. Go back to the previous question, and instead of entering 40,000, enter 6,378 to the power 3. That's the radius. Sorry, guys, my fault. So what do we get this time? 0.086. Yeah, it's silly stuff like that that'll get you where you're just putting the wrong number. 1.087 by 10 to the 12. Sam, did that resolve your issue? In the calculator? Yeah. Grand. Sorry, guys. Now, the mass of the Earth is this much. The mass of the Sun is a much bigger number. How do I know the Sun is a lot bigger than the Earth from these two numbers? Power of 30. Power of 30 is gigantic. Like, you can't even fathom how big it is, okay? Now, how many times greater is the mass of the Earth? Sorry, how many times greater than the mass of the Earth is the Sun? Very simply, big weight divided by small weight. Which one's the big one divided by the small one? If somebody weighs 100 kilograms and the other guy weighs 50, it's 100 divided by 50. He's twice as big. Big number divided by small number. And they don't want it in scientific mode, so get it out of scientific mode. Shift setup. You should see number format, or you should see norm. Do you press down and see norm this? And then press normal. And normal 1. And that will take it out of, that takes it out of science mode, okay? Yes, Connor? I think normal 2 does like two decimals or something like that, but normal 1 just runs it continuously. You don't want to know is the answer. You don't need it. I never actually looked it up either. I never had to look it up, so I just never bothered. Oh, I did that wrong. It's 1.99 10 to 30. Who got an answer? Is it? Alright, let's find out. Oh. So this is basically, can you use your calculator? And yeah, it's 333,333 times bigger. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. The Earth is the Sun is the equivalent size of 333,333 Earths. Yeah. Such a large number, it's hard to even think of. Alright, guys, let's keep going. Alright. Amanda buys a car, guys. Amanda buys a car, and it follows the trend in the graph. Now, use Amanda's graph to estimate the length of time it will take to go from 15,000 all the way down to 10,000. This should be easy money. 10,000 is located here. So go to 10,000 and go across and down. I think 10,000 is roughly 4 years in. Would you agree with that? Yes. 15,000 is how many years in? 2. 2 and a bit, I'd say. It's not 2.1. Ask her, how many blocks are there in between 1 and 2? Alright, 4 blocks is worth 1. How much is 1 block worth then? Divide 1 by 4, do you get? 0.25. So this is 2.25 years is when it's worth 15,000, and 4 years when it's worth 10,000. So what's the gap in time in between? 1.75. Okay. What? Yeah, same thing. Wonder what's going on there. That's really weird on me at the moment. Yeah, it's going crazy on me. Alright, all good. Now, continue Amanda's graph to find the approximate value after 7.5 years. Okay, what would happen if I did this? What way is it bending? Is it going downwards or is it starting to go sort of level out a bit? Yeah. So, what you're looking at here, guys, is you're looking at leveling it out. So you're looking at just smoothing out the curve slightly. They're all going to have slightly different answers, but the main thing is you don't just randomly nosedive like. Yeah, I freehand that. Yeah. It doesn't give you the percentage, does it? You don't have to. That fair play if you did on the day, but you don't have to. You just freehand it. Okay. Now, how much is the worth after 7.5 years? Do you reckon? We go straight up and straight across, and what do we think we get? I think I'm getting 5,000. What are you guys getting? All right. What's part C, lads? Oh, for God's sake, this thing is. I have no idea what's wrong with this thing. All right. What type of name is given to the type of curve she has drawn? That is only for histograms and statistics, but you're right, it does look a lot like it. Alright, I'm going to show you 3 types of graph now. Are you ready? First graph. Any name? Linear. Second graph. Quadratic. And x squared quadratic. Next one. And minus x squared quadratic. And finally, 2 types of exponentials. There's an exponential, which is obviously, we're very familiar with the coronavirus statistic at the moment. When they say you're going exponential growth, it just keeps getting steeper and steeper and steeper. Now that's why it's so easy to get from, let's say, 6,000 down to, let's say, at 2,000. Because these jumps are going up in the thousands. So every week, let's say, it's an extra 1,000 per day. But at the very beginning, to go from 10 cases up to 50 cases, could take longer than it takes to go from 2,000 to 6,000. That's why you have to get the numbers so ridiculously low before you can reopen everything. You go from 2,000 to 6,000 in a heartbeat, but to go from 10 to 200 takes a couple of weeks. It's crazy like that. Okay? So this is exponential growth and this is exponential decline. So the graph in question is exponential decline, where it's getting lower every time. Okay? Go with that? Now, this is a tricky question. A bit of problem solving here, okay? How much did Amanda buy her car for? It tells you in the last graph. Alright, Amanda spent 25,000 on her car. Carl also bought a new car. Carl's cost 22,500. Amanda's car will travel 15 kilometers on a litre of fuel. Carl's will travel 10. So we divide it up. Amanda on the left, Carl on the right. Let's directly compare fuel to each other, okay? Ready for this? Alright, first of all, Amanda, okay? Amanda is going to be 1 litre equals how many kilometers? You happy enough with that? 1 litre equals 15 kilometers. Okay? Next. Next thing we're going to do here is 1 kilometer for Amanda is how much of a litre? How much of a litre does it take for Amanda to go 1 kilometer? 1 over 15 litres. Okay, next one, Peter. What about cattle? 1 litre gets them how far? And how much does it take to make cattle go 1 kilometer? 0.1 or 1/10. Okay. Have I done anything ridiculously complicated so far? No, sir. Okay, great. Next thing we're going to do is this. How much money has Amanda spent extra? How much money has Amanda spent extra? 2,000? 2,500 euro. Sorry. Okay. How many liters of petrol is 2,500? How many liters of petrol can we buy for that? How do we find that out? Divided by 1.5. 1 liter of petrol costs €1.50. Divide 2,500 euro by €1.50. Tells you how many liters you can afford. Everybody on board so far? Okay. Yeah, it just goes mental every time. Don't know why. Alright. Awkward number, but it's 166.67 liters. Not the nicest number I've ever seen. That's how many liters of petrol Cottle can afford to buy extra compared to Amanda because his car was cheaper. Is that right? Now, next thing. I suppose there might be an easier way of doing this, alright? So, what we're going to do next is we're going to have to figure out what you say? Oh. How many kilometers will the cars have to travel so that the unit cost of the price will be equal, right? So look, I can cheat on this a little bit if you want. You could do trial and error if you're really stuck, and I can show you how to do trial and error. So look at this. If I did f of x equals 1/15th, what is 1/15th x? So, sorry, it's 1/15th of a liter multiplied by 1. Oh, sorry. I'm also going to find, sorry, I forgot one thing. I'm also going to find the cost of 1 kilometer for Amanda. How do I find the cost of 1 kilometer for Amanda? Yeah. See the way 1/15th of a liter gets Amanda 1 kilometer. So why don't I multiply 1/15th by €1.50? It'll give me the cost for 1 kilometer. Does that make sense? So multiply 1/15 by 1.5. Sorry, my fault. Let's go back here. 1/15 multiplied by 1.5. Alan Peter. Was it? Oh, that's handy. 0.1. So 0.1 euro or 10 cents for 1 kilometer. Go with that? Next thing. How much does it cost cattle? So what's 1/10 of €1.50? So 1/10 of €1.50 is? So 15 cents for cattle to travel 1 kilometer. Now, 15 cents for cattle to travel 1 kilometer. Alright, I have an easier way of doing this, thank God. Going to get rid of that 1666 business here. Okay? Who's making money every kilometer? Oh, sorry. Who's losing money every kilometer they travel? Cattle is losing 5 cents every single time you travel 1 kilometer. Okay? So, what's his lead on Amanda at the moment? He has 2,500 lead, doesn't he? That lead is the amount of money he spent less than Amanda on the car. Every kilometer they travel, cattle loses 5 cents. How many 5 cents can I fit into 2,500? How many kilometers do we need to fit that in? 2,500 divided by 5, and we get 50,000 K to make these worth the same amount. Alright, it's a nice time for me to pause this video. Now, shopkeeper bought 25 school blazers at 30 each and 25 cows at 20 each. Alright, so 25 by 30 plus 25 by 20. What do you get, Connor? Anybody else? Great. Shops keeper sells the blazer and trousers for €89.95. Find the profit on this transaction. Connor again. Excellent. So one blazer's 30 and trousers is 20. Add them together, they cost €50 per set. She's selling them for 89.95. That means you're making a profit of 39.95. Divide that by the €50 it cost you. And how much profit do you get? Connor again. I got 61.1%. For sure. 39. Divided by 50, multiplied by 100. Yeah, I think so. 79.9% profit. It's a good business, but it looks good. Alright. The shopkeeper sells 22 blazers and a trouser set. Sorry, she sells 22 sets at €89.95 each. She sells the remaining 3 sets at a discount of 20% on the selling price. Find her markup, which is her profit divided by costs. So, oh, did I not? Oh, great. Sorry, my fault. Just €39 and. Sorry, my fault. Okay. You're going to go for total profit divided by cost multiplied by 100. Okay. How much profit does she make per set, per combo? So €22 multiplied by, 22 multiplied by €39.95. Add on what then? How many sets does she have left? 3. She has 3 sets. Okay. So, how much will you have €89.95, and that is 100% of your selling price. What I'd like to find out is what's 80% of your selling price. So how much can you take 20% of it off? So what do I do there then, guys? Yeah, take away 20%. Get 20% and take it away. I'm lazier than you. I'm just going to multiply by 0.8 outright, and that takes it away automatically. I'm going to get €71 and 96 cents. €71.96. Now, how much profit does she make when she sells it for €71.96? Remember, it costs her 50 quid. So how much money would she make for those sets? Take them away from each other. Take 50 away from €71.96. How much money is she going to make? €21.96. And how many sets did she sell at that price? 3. Add the two of them together to get the total profit. So, will somebody put that into the calculator and tell me what the total profit is? Anybody got €943.68? €943.68. When you do what's in the box? Oh, I've been putting the 5. Good job. As well, I checked. Did you get 944.78? Perfect. All right. 944.78. Now, next thing. That's the profit. How much was the cost again? How much money did we spend on all this? Yeah. And we're going to multiply that by 100 to get it in percentage form. Because it's profit over costs. Profit over costs multiplied by 100. So what you get? 75.582%. So, we'd hope you would have done fairly well there. Oh. Huh? It's meant to be easy. Alright. Alright guys, you're on question 2 now. Off you go. Your final price is, it's usually P1 plus I when things are getting larger. But it's not 1 plus I this time because it's actually getting smaller. So it's 1 minus I. Now, if you lose 15%, how much percent do you have left?
17,000.
If you lose 15%, you have 85% left. So it's your starting value multiplied by 85%. Now, just to be clear about this, how many years is it from 2010 to 2014? Yeah, so 10 to 11. I always have to do this. 11 to 12, 12 to 13, 13 to 14. Yeah, that's 4 years. I don't know why I have to do it, but I always do it. Now, some of you are under the misconception that 4 years at 15% would mean you lose 60% of your value. Did you get that? 4 years at 15%. Some of you think you lose 16% of your value. But what you're failing to consider is that every year your car is worth less and less. So you're not allowed to say it's 60%. That's not allowed. You have to follow the formula. Okay? So you put that into your calculator and what you get. I think it's going to be around the 8 or 9,000 region, or 10. So 1 3. Oh, near 0. So 440. Alright, awesome. Everybody cool with that? Alright, let's move on. Mary wishes to buy a new car which costs 24 grand on the 1st of July 2014. Boy right car offers Mary 10,500 euro for her old car, and she can borrow the rest of the balance for 1 year at a rate of 11.5%. How much would she repay next year? Okay, first of all, how much is she short? How much money does she need to afford the car? 24,000 take away the trade-in is? Donner. 24,000 take away the trade-in? 13,500. Now the whole point of giving a loan is that I want you to owe me more money next year. So when it says a 1 year rate of 11.5%, what does that mean will happen at the end of 1 year? Will you owe me more money than that or less money? More. What number can I multiply it by to add it all in one go? Nearly. 115. That will automatically add on your 11.5%. Okay, and what you get? 15,052 euro and 50 cents. Alright, that's not great. Did you come up with a different option for her though? Bargain Deals Cars offers Mary. Sorry, does anyone need to take that down by the way? Yeah, sorry. So they give her a different option. But the problem with the different option is that they're doing it every month. They're going to charge you interest every month. Okay? So that's different. Can I get rid of it now?
Yes.
Alright. They offer her 10,000 euro for the old car. So, how much does the new car cost? It costs 24 grand. She gets 10 grand for her old car. Which is, how much money does she need then? She needs 14,000. Okay? They're going to lend her that 14,000. At the end of the 6 months, Mary would make a payment of 4,000 euro and would be charged interest. Alright. So put it this way, guys. 6 months, she doesn't get charged any interest. You got it? Then what happens after 6 months? What does she have to do? She has to hand over 4 grand. How much money does she owe them still? Okay, and then what happens after that then? We just keep charging her an extra 1.5% for the next 6 months. So we're going to use this formula here. Anybody know how to use it this time? Exactly. What's your P value? 10,000. What's your 1 plus I value? Nearly. 0.015 is 1.5%. Add on 1 onto that, and what you get? 1 point. Yeah. How many times are we going to do it? 6, because every month. Okay. Put that into the calculator and tell me what she gets. Yep. 0.43. 43, yeah, 43. Right, done. Is that the last part? Was there part C? Oh. Which of the above options should Mary choose if she wishes to pay the least amount? Well, she ends up paying €10,034.43 in option 2. And in option 1 she pays 10,000, sorry, in option 1 she pays €15,052 and 50 cents. So it's a no-brainer that the second option. Oh, but she also paid 4 grand. So one of them she paid €14,934 and 43 cents total. In the other one, she paid, was it 15,000 and yeah, 15,052 euros. So option 2 costs roughly 300, roughly €100 and 118 euro less. Is that alright? You just compare the prices of both of them and you figure out which one's which. All good with that? Alright. We wish. So you do your F equals, you write down the formula for 3 marks if you do nothing else correct. Then you do 5,000. And then your I value is 6%, so your I value is 0.06. And then what's 1 plus 0.06? To the power of 8. And what you get when you lob all that in? 7,900 and point 24. Okay, lads, that's worth 10 out of 25. Okay, took you no time. Now, part B. A different investment bond gives 20% interest after 8 years. Calculate the AER for this bond. No bother. Okay? What I'm going to ask you guys is, you're going to go for this again. Now, what's the goal of the question? Which letter are you meant to find out? You're meant to find out I. And to find out I, you're going to need to find out what 1 plus I is. You get that? So, your question is now becoming F equals P multiplied by X to the power of T, where X represents 1 plus I. Now, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, which letters do you know? What's P? What do you start off your investment with? 5,000. P is 5,000. What's F going to be then? 20% added to 5,000. So get your 5,000 and add on 20%. Okay? Because at the end of that time, you're meant to have an extra 20%. What you get? And we got 6,000 total. Extra 1,000, which is 6,000 total. Okay. What's your T value? T? 8. And finally, fill out this formula now. What you have for F? 6,000. P is 5,000. X is, and T is, oh sorry, 8. 8, my fault. 8. Now, lads, your job is get the X on its own. What you do, Connor? I need to get the X on its own. So what do you do first? Yeah, it's multiply on the left, divide on the right. Okay. Now, James, what button do I press to separate the 8 from the X? There's a special button. Alright. So, for instance, James, if you had X squared equals 25, what button would you press? You press square root. Okay? Now, because it's X to the power of 8, and it's not X to the power of 2, you have to find another button in your calculator. So see this button here above the X10. So press Shift X, and see the way it has a number on the outside of the squared sign. Whatever number is hovering over the X, put it there. So put 8 there, and then inside the bracket put 6,000 divided by 5,000. Anybody beat me to it? 1.023. Now, I got 8 out of 10. I didn't get 10 out of 10. Why? Not, yes, but what's the answer? Right. Give me a sec. Ready for this? If I multiply by 1.01, I add on 1%. If I multiply by 1.05, I add on 5%. If I multiply by 1.50, that's adding on 50%. What does 1.023 represent? It represents 2.3% AER. Cool? Is that the end of that one? Yeah. Alright.